Hello guys, Nexel here. Welcome to the video. Today we are going to create general Vuhdoo guide. Before installing your Vuhdoo, you should inform yourself of other healer add-ons like default blizzard plates with the big debuffs add-on, or LVUI nameplates, or party frames, or grid 2, and so on. I'm using Vuhdoo because I think the Vuhdoo is the best, right? So first you want to install your Vuhdoo either by some client like CurseForge, or just pasting your Vuhdoo files into your add-on folder, right? You can access Vuhdoo in-game either by clicking this blood elf icon, or by typing in your chat /vd space opt enter, right? And this window is going to be shown, right? So as you can see, you have several cards here: general spells, buff, debuff panels, colors, tools, and more, right? Tools, this is the card for your profiles. You can export, import, apply, select which one you want, or create a new one. You can activate certain profile for the certain group size. You have a key layout here, export, share, and so on. In tools, this is where you position your frames on screen. This is panel 1, and this panel has 8 groups here. You can add more panels by pressing add new panel, and it can add 7 new panels. In order to delete panels, just click this X outside of panel, right? Actually, let's add panel 2. So if you want to add groups into this panel, just press this plus outside of panels, and it will add more groups. If you want to delete them, just press this X on group, and it's deleted. Let's delete the panel as well. So we have 8 groups here. If we want to check out how they look like, we should hold test, or hold left click on test, and this is how they look like now. Okay, we can check them if we click 40. This is how they will look like at 40 man raid, right? Or 5, and so on. Let's just now test for 20. Go in general. So many people are going to be here for 2 things, and we are going to answer them right now. So the first difficulty about Vuhdoo is how to get rid of a role icon. So the role icon is that icon that shows whether or not you are a healer, or DPS, or tank, right? And in Vuhdoo it is in top left corner, more to the right. So you want to go into general, indicators, special dot, as you can see, and there is this drop down menu, right? So I think that default is role and summon status icon, and as you can see, all of my party frames now has icon. You can go to more and scale up and down, maybe 4 if you want to see it quite well. I put it on 0.6 and so on, right? You can also add some. This is okay, right? Go back. Okay. So if you want to disable it, go to special dot and press off/empty. Okay, that's the first difficulty. The second one is challenger's burden debuff in M+. So debuffs are shown on Vuhdoo party frames. So there is this debuff called challenger's burden, which is just a default aura for anyone who plays M+, that takes 5 seconds from your timer for every death in your team, in your party. You want to disable that if you want for that debuff to not be shown on your party frames. Go to debuffs, go to custom, and you can add the debuff name here, or as I do it, go to standard, check this icon here, under icons, check icon, and there is this ignore list modifier key. You can select whichever you want. This is default, Alt Control Shift, right? So once the M plus key starts, you want, as soon as that debuff is shown, you want to hover over it, press Alt Control Shift left, click on it, and it's going to get put in a ignore list, right? And it's not going to get shown ever again. Okay, these are the two most difficult stuffs in Vuhdoo, so they're answered right now. Let's get back to the guide. In general, this is just whether or not you want to have your panels locked, when to show them, on hide panels. I don't put any filters here. You can put what to be shown and what to be ignored. Scanners, this is scanners by range. If you see this in group 4, we have 2 blood decays, and alpha, the frame alpha of this frame blood decay is higher, and this is like fade out, right? That means that this blood decay war cracker is outside of my range, or actually the range of my spells, right? So you can choose that in this frame you have arrow to be shown to show you the direction where this dude is, right? Or you can have distance as well, 200 yards, 500 yards, and so on, right? I have this turned off because the fade out alpha is good enough for me, right? So default spell range is 40 yards. However, there is the whole evoker class, which is capped at 30 yards. So what you want to do is you want to scan range by your shortest range spell. For evokers, that should be, let's say, living flame, right? So if you are evoker, you type a living flame here. For holy paladins, for example, there is a divine toll, which is not 40 yards range spell, it is 30 or 35. So you want to, if you want to anyone who is outside of your divine toll range be shown as outrange, you can type divine toll here, right? So on. So our shortest range spell is 40 yards, so it doesn't matter what you put here. Right. Many people put here the name of the this spell, since that's very important in M+, so you can do that. Threat incoming, don't do anything here. Incoming heal, if you want to see that green bar predicting how much healing you are going to get from the spell that's being cast on you, you can check this. I have this disabled because it can be quite wrong sometimes. Shield bar, you can also disable this. I'd like to have it enabled just to see who of my teammates has shield. And check for aggro, I want to have this disabled because in indicators we have this outer red border. AoE advice, I don't check this. Miscellaneous, I want my frames to have shown the status of the person, so I have these two enabled. I want to see ready check, and I want to see whether or not the player is disconnected, dead, or AFK, right? So as you can see on my party frames here, Hunter is AFK, Warriors are AFK, dude. Bloodkeeper is disconnected, Mage is dead, and so on, right? That's what you do in. You can announce a resurrection, enable, and type anything you want to be sent into chat, right? Indicators for threat. When I play Holy Paladin especially, but when I play any healer, I like to have this outer border enabled to check for aggro, because maybe one of my teammates are ripping aggro from my tank, so I want to bop them, right? To make them immune to physical damage, right? So I want to keep track of anyone who is getting aggro in the pool, right? These reds should be only on tanks, right? Because they should be the only ones who take damage. Red bar, I don't touch this. I don't touch any of this, because these most things here are just irrelevant and information I don't need from this added, right? We already explained the special dot. That's it. Clusters, I don't change anything here. Spell trace, I don't change anything here. So bouquets. Bouquets are like these things that you put flowers in, but it's best explained as bouquets are like folders, and spells are like files within these folders. So bouquets use to group several different spells into one group, right? So here I should have my, let's delete this and delete this, right? So if I have already here tank cooldowns extended, which means that I have some bouquet here with these defensive spells, right? So if I want to make new one, I type bouquet name. Let's go to personals. So I want to keep track of personal spells of my teammates, and I click new. So we have new bouquet here called personals, and it's selected. So we want to add spells here. We go to add and enter here buff or debuff or hot's name. So we are druid right now. We want to keep track if whether or not we have Barksin. And as you can see, the icon here hasn't changed yet. That's why you go to select default icon and go none/default, which means it's going to select default icon. I don't know why. Barksin. Okay, here it is. Barksin. You can add another one. Let's add Ironbark. So we have Ironbark shown. We can add, I don't know whether or not we have survival. It's not survival instincts, it's frenzied region. How do you spell this? Regeneration. Is that it? Yes, that's it, right? So let's say we are paladin and we have divine protection. And we have divine shield, right? Let's put divine shield as well. And put icons here. Okay. So this list is sorted by highest priority, which means the highest spell is on this list, it's going to get shown over other spell. All right. So we have here something from Druid and something from Paladin, right? So we want to figure out which of these are more important, right? For Paladin, it's clearly Divine Shield because it's full immunity to any sort of damage, and Divine Protection is just DR. So we want to select Divine Shield and press up. So now it's highest on is higher on this list, right? These are bouquets, and you can dedicate them to be shown in panels hot icons. Okay, these are spells. These are your mouse overs and so on. So with Vuhdoo, you don't need any click add-on or mouse over macros. You just put everything here. So my mouse over mouse buttons, left click is target. So when I press left click on this frame here, it's going to target that person. Right button here is my dispel, which is nature's cure for druid. So if I press right click here, it's going to cast nature's cure, right? Okay, keys local are mouse over keybinds. I put regrowth on 1, I put bridge on 2, I put scenario board on 3. Let's put how it's spelled? Adaptive swarm. I know what I'm talking about. Okay. Okay. These are your mouse over keybinds. If you want to have keybinds for every character on this Vuhdoo profile, just put it here. Miscellaneous, don't touch this. Hostile, don't touch this. Buffs, you can choose to change the color of frames by whether or not they are missing this debuff, which is important. So you can go and select the name, the color, and the color name of the debuff if they don't have a mark of the wild on them. Debuff, this is very important here. We want to track our debuffs, and that's what Vuhdoo is for. So what we want to do is we want to track icons. And our icons, if we go to visual, they are shown on top left corner. We don't want that. Maybe you do want. I don't want that. I want to put them on bot right. You can put them wherever you want. You can put them top left, bot left, top right, bot right. You can set offset either vertical or horizontal. You can set icon scale and how many debuffs you wanna have shown, right? So in standard, I want to have icons. I don't want to have boss only. I want to see either from trash as well. I don't want to see a removable only. I want to see them all, right? So I'm druid now. I can dispel magic, curse, and poison. However, if anyone is affected by any nasty disease, I will not have that icon shown on my debuff, and that's missing information that I can use for improving my healing, right? For that person surviving. So I want to have this. Ignore irrelevant. I just disable everything here. Maybe you want to ignore the one with long duration, non-harmful, and that's it. Custom. You can put debuff here. You can add debuff to be shown, or put them on ignore list. Visuals, we already explained that, right? Panels. Here go to general. You can choose whether they are going to be grouped 1, 2, 3, 4, or loose, where there is no groups here and everyone is just clamped together into one huge group. You can set how much columns and rows, how many, sorry, columns and rows you're going to have, how to line them. You can choose you first and hide empty, and how you want to sort them, either tank, DD, healer, or tank, melee DPS, range DPS, healer, and so on. You want to set anchor, so from which point the group is going to grow as you add more people to the group, right? I have it on top right, then it grows towards bot left, someone have it on top left, and so on, right? Here you can choose panel background, that is background here, and panel border. Tooltip is just the texture, right? Sizing. Let's first go to bars. Here you can change texture. I like clean. I like minimalist. Like step is minimalist. Omnicity flat is also fine. You know, just find your anything you like. All right. Okay. Let's put it to clean just in case. You can set mana bar here, so it's only going to show the bar for players who's got mana as their main resource, right? It's not going to show mana for Prot Paladins or something like that, right? In raid, I like them shown. You can, if you want to disable them, just put this arrow here to 0 and it's going to delete them, right? Bar color, you can choose whether to be green, orange, red, or to be class colors, or to be solid, right? Go class colors. And if your teammates are getting huge beating, their frame is going to flash, right? And you can enable this or disable. You can use your setting your bars to be huge, right? Let's put them to be a bit smaller. Okay. Space is space between bars. You can put this. You can put this. I think automatic jack plays with like this gap, and even this horizontal spacing. You can put gap is between your edge and your frame. You can tweak that. And you can panel scale. Just play it with this and choose the best layout for you. Bars, we already said that. Headers, this is this group names and so on. So header texture is, let's say, clean, is like this. If you want to disable texture, just put this arrow to 0 and it's going to get, no, sorry, this width arrow put to 0, right? It's going to get disabled. Spacing is spacing between top and your raid frames, and size is this, right? Okay, let's put this to 0. Text here, group 1 text, let's put it to white. Go text, put it to white. Background, let's put it white as well, right? And let's go to have our any font we want. Let's go for XP, and you can have a text size here and so on. Targets, don't show them, you don't need them. Tooltips, disable all tooltips, they're very annoying, or have them, it's up to you. I just want to text. This customizes the text within your frame. Have the middle, top, bottom, top, left, outside, anything you want. Text, color, right? Let's put it white. You can have text color to be held color as well. Sorry, class color as well. You can have hit points shown or not. You can have that disabled. You can choose which text to show, name, details, nickname, class, flags, pet owner, and so on. You can just work around this as you wish. Hot icons. This is the place where your hots and bouquets are going to get shown, right? So you can either choose the spot within the frame, and from their spot it's going to grow to some side, right? Or you can choose for them to be sorted at corners. So spot number 1, 6, 2, 3, 5, 4, 7, so on. If you click more, you can scale them to be bigger or smaller, right? For slot 1, I have my hot regrowth and so on. Slot 7 is at center, and I want to track tank cooldowns extended, right? And I want to set the scale to be higher, right? So if I press OK here, apply, and press OK, now this is my bar. When I press regrowth, it's going to be shown top left corner, rejuve bottom right, my light bloom bottom left, and so on. However, let's press at the same time Barksin and Ironbark. First, let's go to our Vuhdoo. So let's go to general case. So Barksin is higher priority than Ironbark. So we first are going to press Ironbark, then Barksin. So Ironbark is going to be the first defensive, then Barksin. Okay. So let's find both of them on our spell list first. Let's go to restoration. That's Ironbark is. It's an AE for us. And our druid is Barksin, right? Okay. So check these buffs here, right? First we are pressing Barksin, then Ironbark. Actually, first Ironbark. So I go to my frame. Ironbark is activated, it's shown, then Barksin, and they are activated at the same time. However, only Barksin is shown, right? So that's how your priority list is working, right? Panels hot, right? And yeah, that's it. Hot bars, disable this. If you have spring blossom on the ground, you're going to get this bar here of the duration. Just I like to have this, disable it, or just put this on empty, right? Miscellaneous raid icon are raid markers like square, pimple, diamond, and so on. You can have them shown. I want if you want to have overheal text, put it here. Colors. You can change the color of your party frame. So if anyone is affected by a debuff of poison type, their color is going to get changed from let's say blue to this color here. We have perfect example here. So we have hidden a nuker, Demon Hunter, and we have this dude above, right? So we set white names and class color bars, right? So Blind Walker is affected by a curse dispel. As we can see, its curse debuff is this color, and it differs from Demon Hunter purple, right? So I know this person is affected by curse, right? If I'm druid, which I am, I can dispel this person here, right? If I was paladin, I couldn't dispel that because it's not affected by plants in any form, right? However, nature's cure can dispel curses, right? And this pink purple color differs from this one, right? This is very useful thing to have. I know many people that use this and that use these exact colors, right? So see this dark dog is affected by blue color, which is magic debuff that can be dispelled by all, right? States Charmed, GCD. Charmed is also quite good. There is a Shadow Moon Burial grounds where you can get dominated, then your bar colors change to this color, right? It's also fine. Modes, I don't. You can choose how your shield and heal absorb is going to look like. There's some classes like Purgatory DK that uses this heal absorb bar or overshield bar and so on. You can put it as well. Powers, if you want to have mana be green, you can put that if you want. Hot, this is how you control what you track within your HOTS icon. So let's go to move, current, panels, no, colors, HOTS. Okay, if I press number 1, I'm going to get a regrowth. Let's go to panels, hot icons, more, and scale. Let's scale to 1.5. When I press regrowth, I have this icon and timer starts from 10, right? If I want to seal full duration, I want to set seconds, full duration, and when I press now regrowth, I have it peaking from its full 12 seconds. If I also want to have this radiant clock, I can press that, and as you can see, you have this cooldown clock as well. I want to make this as visible as possible, right? Press 1, you have this full duration. Without clock, it shows without clock, not just expire. Okay, now it's fixed. Okay, you can set that for every hot of yours, right? So that these are hots 2 are not. I don't change this at all. Class is if you really want to stand out of these usual class colors, you can do that. I don't do that. Raid icon is how it's going to look like. Target unit is how you're going to look like, and that's pretty much it. In next videos, we are going to show our chosen layout for our raid frames and our party frames. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm going to see you guys in the next video. See you.